Good Sunday morning, everyone. Welcome to Garden State Weather Premium on YouTube, Garden State WX on Twitter, and Garden State Weather on Facebook. I'm meteorologist Robert Smith on this Sunday morning, the 23rd of January, 2022. And this morning we're just going to do the mesoscale discussion for the northern mid-Atlantic for the next couple of days or so. Right now we're starting out here at the Weather Center at 22 degrees under partly cloudy skies. And here in New Brunswick at Rutgers University's meteorology program, it's 18 degrees with a southerly wind at about 3 miles per hour. We have some virga in the atmosphere crossing over into northern New Jersey from the Poconos here. Probably none of the observations are showing this reaching the ground, and this is associated with some warm air advection that is occurring ahead of our Clipper system coming in from the Ohio Valley area this morning. Currently, our temperatures are basically running in the teens to the low and mid-20s across the region. Minimum temperatures this morning got down into the single digits in a few spots here, like Sandy Stawn, about 10 here in Walpack, 14 at High Point. Still a little groggy out there this morning, need a little bit more coffee. Temperatures around the shore here at Oceanport in Monmouth County at about 20, 22 here in Seaside Heights, and down up to 27 right now in West Cape May. Take a look at the low-level water vapor channel this morning. There are some warm air advective clouds building into Pennsylvania ahead of our Clipper system now, crossing into the upper Midwest here and into the Ohio River Valley area this morning. This is spreading a swath of light snow in this area. Stop this for a second. And this is warm air advective clouds here, and there's probably some virga here over northeastern Pennsylvania here, but this is not reaching the ground. This is Clipper number 1 for tonight and tomorrow morning. This is Clipper number 2 behind it for Tuesday. And let's see, let's take off the mean sea level pressure and the composite radar. We'll do the 500 millibar analysis here. Here's our cutoff low across the desert southwest. Here is our broad trough here in the northeast and northern portions of the United States of America, with Fort Maxes working their way through. Let's see what else we have for you. Well, we do have watches and warnings here for Illinois and Indiana and Pennsylvania and parts of western Virginia here, and this is for snow that will be crossing over the area. In fact, it's crossing over the area now and beginning to get into that area, so we'll take that off. And we'll go back here. Okay. Here is the winter weather advisories here from 4 p.m. today, in effect until 4 p.m. today. And this is again going to be for slippery roadway conditions here, 3 to 6 inches of snow, highways 32 and 5 south here, portions of northern and central Ohio here. Going back here, we have winter weather advisories in effect until 1 o'clock this afternoon, and also until 1 p.m. to noon on Sunday for these areas here. And this is again going to be across northern Indiana, southwestern Michigan, and northwestern Ohio for about 3 to 6 inches of snow. And there's not going to be a lot of snow with this Clipper as it approaches the northeastern United States here, especially New Jersey and the Poconos. And the reason why is it's becoming clear that it's moving into an area of convergence and confluence aloft, and that is sinking air. So this will probably fall apart a little bit as it makes its way through Pennsylvania. But still, the higher elevations near like Mount Pocono can still have 1 to 2 inches. Basically, everybody else north of 80, maybe an inch or a dusting, maybe a half of an inch. Portions south are showing about less than a half of an inch. And again, it's across the southern areas of the Poconos, mainly dry or just a passing flurry everywhere else. The snow ends here by early tonight. Looking at the database from the National Weather Service's 12-hour probability of precipitation, the greatest chances here across western Pennsylvania, northern western Pennsylvania, the Poconos here, into northwestern New Jersey late tonight into early tomorrow morning. Less as you head further south, and these are the probabilities in percentages. And then we relax again on Tuesday, Monday night and Tuesday. Here's the next threat coming in further north on Tuesday morning into Tuesday afternoon. It looks like it's going to be for New York and Connecticut, and then the chances for precipitation after that begin to wane and this doesn't look good for next weekend either at this point. Quick look at national temperatures this morning. They're cold across Canada and the northeastern United States. Most areas are really chilly right now. Florida too, especially northern Florida. And we got a big ocean storm here around the Gulf, which is also causing problems here this morning. 24-hour temperature change. It's getting warmer here ahead of our Clipper system. But again, cold air is on the way. Snowfall from this Clipper system so far across the upper Midwest into Michigan and Wisconsin here, into the Great Lakes area here, has provided for several inches of snow. The greatest occurring in this band here, and less so as you head further south. So far, this is ending as of 6 a.m. Central Daylight Time this morning. 12Z data on the HRR is coming in now. It's not ready, so we'll dial it back to the 6Z. Here comes the snow across Erie and Elmira and Cleveland and Pittsburgh and Columbus and Dayton. And notice how it kind of shears out, running into upper level confluence as it moves across New York, Connecticut, the Hudson River Valley area, Interstate 84, 80, 78 here, and out to see that goes. And then as we head into Monday afternoon, Monday evening, the next Clipper diving down from the upper Midwest here. This one could bring a little bit more snow to the area again as we head into Monday night and Tuesday morning, but this also running into confluence and convergence in the atmosphere, so everything begins to scatterbot and weaken. And once again, across northern New Jersey here, basically a half of an inch to a quarter of an inch, or nothing. Back home to the New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia I-95 corridor, we're looking at the high temperature anomalies here. We're just a few degrees below where we should be today, and tomorrow will be above that by a degree or two on Tuesday, and then comes a crashing frostbit air mass into the area of some 12, 13, 16 degrees below normal. This is dangerous weather, and maybe we're going to need some kind of an advisory for wind chill here as we head into Wednesday. That cold air sticks around by some 9, 10 degrees below where it should be on Thursday, and the Arctic air retreats a little bit, still below normal on Friday, and still below normal on Saturday as well. And if we actually take a look at the temperatures, they'll be in the upper 20s to low and mid 30s across the region today. Fall back a little bit with that snow in front coming through the Clipper. Tomorrow, upper 20s, lower 20s in the Poconos, higher elevations obviously, low to mid 30s everywhere else. Back into the mid 30s and low 40s on Tuesday, and come crashing down back into the low 20s to below freezing again on Wednesday, below freezing again on Thursday, near to slightly above freezing on Friday, and the same story on Saturday. Briefly want to go over the prospects of any kind of a storm here for this weekend coming up. I know we did this previously in other video forecast discussions like last night and the last several nights, and we're looking right now at the 500 millibar height anomalies. We've got cold air locked in through Canada below our vortex here, and this is sending cold fronts in the northern branch south and east and keeping a mean trough in the eastern United States. By the time we get into Thursday, we have ridging building here off of the west coast. Pardon me, I'm a little stuffed up this morning. And the mean trough in the east. Now, what's happening here is that the ridge axis now is in the right area of the Pacific Northwest in Canada, but we have all of these other disturbances following behind it to kick the ridge east out from the Pacific here, and then the downstream trough here in the eastern United States. So it does show the base of the trough here with an area of low pressure developing on it, and the trough axis goes negative, and then up the coast it comes. But is it too far of a swing here, because the ridge axis is already breaking down across here, and there's too much energy here in the Pacific to keep this going? But this is a time scale that we'll have to watch out, because this could be a snowstorm for somebody here, especially along the coast here in northern New England. Not so certain about New Jersey just yet. And again, off the European 500 cyclonic vorticity, this is the reason why. Here's our cutoff low in the desert southwest. And that's going to be providing a big rainstorm for the Gulf Coast. That shears out. We've got troughing here in the east and other short waves in the southwest flow here in the subtropical jet, and more energy coming into the off the south of the Aleutian Islands here in the Pacific. So what's taking place here in the forecast is that at the base of the trough here, it's positively tilted as we get into Friday morning, and that shortwave max rounding the bottom and the base of the trough. And then it goes neutral, and then it goes to negative. But most of the vorticity is out over the ocean. And this is a concern because with this kind of a pattern setting up here, it's too busy. And so there's no upstream blocking here. There's nothing to slow this down. And as a result, portions of Maine and Labrador get a snowstorm, but not us. Now, right behind that is another cutoff low digging down into the southern plains here. And this could be moving up in the direction of the East Coast as well. But when we look at this out to Wednesday, February 2nd, this doesn't look good, because you have too much energy in this flow, you have too much energy in this flow, you have a cutoff low here. So this is going to be a big problem here for the Gulf Coast and Florida, and a southwest flow ahead of this. So I don't see a storm here. 6C GFS out to 15 days shows the same kind of thing. Cold air first in the eastern United States. Cold fronts coming through, clippers coming through. Here is our base of our storm for Saturday. It's all the way down into the Gulf. It swings widely out with the positive vorticity advection spinning out into the ocean. And too much energy here again in the Pacific. And no blocking signatures either. Not much of one. Not much of one to slow anything down. And then the flow just becomes zonal, west to east, as we head past the 5th of February. So, prospects for snow, they don't look good. Now, what's interesting on the GFS panel, and it has been showing up the last several days, is it's going to take that ocean storm on Saturday and rip-roar it out over the ocean. But it still, on its backside, has some light snow in southern New England, all the way down to the more northern and mid-Atlantic area. So this is going to be an area that we're going to have to watch here. But I still think that this area here in southern New England is going to see the most out of that. Dial this back here. Here's our rainstorm here for the Gulf, and then into Florida. And there's our coastal storm here on Saturday out to sea, but could be close enough with the northern trough to produce some snow. Northern troughs are west to east, back building. We'll see if that works out. Don't have large confidence in that right now. And again, this is one of the only models showing this. And then this gets interesting as we head into the 2nd of February here. We've got warm air advection sliding over the top of a cold dome here. So this could be icing and some snow with cold air damming signature showing up on the GFS. That lifts out. So lots of problems here going forward. Here comes another cold front again for Sunday the 6th. And again, all of this can change. Also, to let you know, the GFS, the NCEP, the European model guidance is showing that ocean storm. And again, it would be snowing in Maine. And it brushes New Jersey with practically nothing. So we're not sure. The trend has been further east and out over the ocean on all model guidances. Regional area here, GFS total snowfall over the next 10 days off the 6E model guidance doesn't really show a lot here. No. And even on Saturday and Sunday, if that's a northern trough extending from the ocean storm here, it's not going to bring a lot of snow to the area. It's something we're going to have to monitor. Changes and shifts in that could make a big difference. This is off the GFS. If we looked at the European model guidance, pretty much shows the dampening of the same thing, and it keeps our ocean storm out over the ocean with nothing occurring, basically, very little. Regional NCEP NAM with our clipper tonight, tomorrow morning. Again, 1/10 of an inch of snow, not a lot. There could be some spready amounts here in the higher elevations of Sussex with 1 or 2 inches. Across the Poconos, the same thing. Then we get into, this would be a total of snowfall between tonight's system and Tuesday morning's system. So if you combine all of it together, it's an inch or 2 inches in the north, central, and southern coastal areas, nothing. Owing to the fact of the dry air that's in place and the snow ratios and the non-existence of upper level features that would bring deep moisture into the area, the National Weather Service's digital database snowfall forecast here. This is a total of the snow out to 72 hours here out to Wednesday, and you can see it's even less than the mesoscale guidance. So we will continue to monitor the situation, and updates will be available when I'm ready to broadcast again. Right now I need some coffee. Have a great Sunday, everyone. Stay warm. For Garden State Weather, I'm meteorologist Robert Smith.